So here's the first bookmark I have. Oh, let me change the now playing. It says Dynamite on there. This is not Dynamite. So they covered Backlash. We covered Backlash, so we don't need to see their review of Backlash. The first thing I bookmarked is Damian Priest, and he came out and apologized to Finn and JD for the post-match beatdown they did on Jey Uso, and Damian got mad at them, right? And I was telling you guys last week, I was like, man, this is just another tease for a breakup. There's no way they're gonna break up. And then he comes out and he says, I apologize. It was my bad. Although he was mad at the moment that they engaged in a post-match beatdown of Jey Uso. And then here they come and they settle their differences, and that's that. So Judgment Day will continue, just like I said. Although there was drama at the pay-per-view, but nothing came of the drama. But whatever. If anyone else is annoyed by that, like I am, you can speak now. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the next.
No, real quick.
Yes.
Not that I'm annoyed with that. I just think, shouldn't he go out on his own at this point? Like, isn't that group already redundant? Like, does anybody care about the Judgment Day anymore? It's over. Like, with Rhea gone, JD and Dominic always lose. Even Finn hasn't really done anything lately. He should just go out on his own, bro. He should dump that group and he's the champion now. Try to legitimize himself by himself. He doesn't need this second tier group at all. That's my opinion on this.
Robert, you didn't have anything to say about the JD and Finn Balor and Damian and their newest tease at a breakup?
I think eventually he's going to leave them. He should. I mean, I don't know how many times at this point we've said, Judgment Day really needs this victory because they've been taking a lot of L's, and then we kind of repeat that over and over and over again. It's time that he just goes out on his own at this point.
And in wrestling, sorry, Vlad. In wrestling, these groups don't really last that long. Even the NWO, as hot as it was only like 2-3 years. You know, if something's not working, you want to move on or do something better, just do it. You know. I mean, not everything's AEW. AEW has best friends going for like 4 or 5 years. That's not how wrestling is. That shit should have been gone by now. But anyways, Vlad, did you have anything to say before I move on to the next?
No, you can move on.
All right, so yeah, end Judgment Day. I've had enough. Let Rhea and Damian go off on their own.
That's what I just said. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next, Jey Uso replaced Drew McIntyre in their King of the Ring tournament match against Finn Balor, right? Mm-hmm. So Finn Balor thought he was going to have the day off because Drew McIntyre's out injured or something. But
yes.
But Jey Uso covered for him, and Drew McIntyre showed up at the show, right? I think, he showed up in the crowd. So from the crowd, and he came to watch Jey Uso. But in the end, Jey Uso gets the victory. So yeah, just like you said, Vlad. Finn Balor struggling, not getting any victories, but let's see the ending. Just a spear from Jey Uso takes out Finn Balor. Okay. But Drew McIntyre, a very prominent character on this show, and he's not in the title picture, but man, he's like a star of this show. Like, I'm very impressed with how they're using Drew McIntyre recently.
Absolutely.
Like, sometimes when you don't put someone in the title picture, like CM Punk, remember a long time ago, if he was like not champion, he would blow his stack. But I think he's matured to the point where he's realized that as long as you're in a good storyline, in a strong storyline, that's good enough. You don't have to always be fighting for a title. You know what I mean? So,
true.
True.
All right, let's move on. Let's see what we got next. King and Queen of the Ring tournament. I like how they made the PLE called the King and Queen of the Ring. Equality for women, right, Vlad?
I got no comment. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. But the funny thing is, it's the equality for women in Saudi Arabia. I think that's where it's a little bit like, really? Really? That's where we're getting equality for women? Where they're really, like, women are covered. I don't want to make it a political thing. But you know what? It's just ironic that it's in Saudi Arabia. Is all I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that.
All right. So CM Punk, speaking of keeping someone in a strong storyline like Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's rival at the moment, CM Punk, showed up to the stadium in a nice car, in a nice gear, and he meets Adam Pearce, and he wants to go to the ring. So he has that much stroke where he could just tell them, hit my music, I got something to say, right? And he heard that Drew McIntyre just left, but he wants to call out Drew McIntyre for a fight. So I guess he's good to go or something. He looks like he's got his arm out. He's lifting it up and stuff. Like, get out there and work, man.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So there he is, comes out. He talked for a while. I think he called out Drew, right? He called him out and he said, I'm going to wait here in the ring. Hopefully he'll get word that I'm here and come back, right? Which was kind of funny, I thought. I thought it would have been cool if he did actually come back.
Yes.
But that didn't happen. But did he say anything of significance here, Vlad?
Run his mouth about how
I can't remember of anything significant. I mean, it was a
listen to him.
Promo. Yeah,
hold on. Let me listen to him explain the situation with Drew McIntyre, because this is the whole conversation right now. Is him and Drew. They're in this feud. They hate each other.
I have to tune into this show that I was excited to be back on and listen to this guy run his mouth about how he prayed for me to be injured, and he's proud that I'm injured. That he prayed for this. He picked a fight. He picked a very personal fight with the pettiest man on the roster. Maybe even on Earth. And I said last week I was going to make his life a living hell. That's exactly what I plan on doing. But his bitching and complaining went from, I injured CM Punk, to CM Punk ruined my WrestleMania plans. CM Punk ruined my title aspirations.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So that's where they're getting to the WrestleMania stuff. But I thought it was interesting that he did kind of expound on how the feud got started, that he just didn't like him, that he was happy that he got injured, that he prayed that he get injured, and that his career wouldn't take off in his return to WWE. So it has a strong foundation of a feud here. Like, this is a real feud, and CM Punk is saying he's making it personal. So I think this is good. I'm surprised that he's here. I thought he'd be out a lot longer, like not even on the show. But okay, I'm still waiting to see when they're going to actually do the dance. But Robert, any comments on CM Punk here?
Well, regarding the feud, you pretty much covered everything I would want to say already. But there are a couple things I noticed that, on a side note, that I did notice. So starting from when Drew McIntyre started walking towards his car, all the way until CM Punk walked to the ring, WWE utilized another tracking shot. That entire sequence was one long tracking shot. Again, I guess this is like a thing that WWE is trying, and they did it before on a previous episode of Raw. So I did notice that. And also in the crowd during this segment, there's someone dressed up as Macho Man. And then later on in the week in SmackDown, I don't know if it's the same person, but someone else dressed up, or maybe it is the same person, someone dressed up as Macho Man. And I've been noticing that in a lot of recent WWE events, the Raws, SmackDowns, and I forgot the PLEs too. So I'm just wondering if it's the same guy, or if it's like a thing now that someone just dresses up as Macho Man and just happens to be like at the very front row. That's a couple things I noticed. Happening. Yeah.
Maybe I could see WWE wanting to have a guy there that's dressed up as Macho Man. It could be a plant, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out if it keeps happening. But anyways, anything else?
No. Yeah. As far as the feud, you pretty much covered it all.
All right. Vlad, you want me to move on?
I think so. I think you both have said it all perfectly. It's been a good feud, and not much else I can really add. Why? Any other thoughts?
Let's see what we got next. We got Ilya Dragunov had a match with Ricochet, right? And who won this? I think Dragunov won it, right?
Dragunov,
sure.
Yeah,
this is his finishing move. He hits you in the face when you're laying unconscious on the floor, smashes you. So Dragunov is ready-made, right? He's already like a star in WWE. Like there's not much that needs to be done with him. They just send him out there, and hopefully they have something good for him. But yeah, I thought I'd mention Dragunov. He's in this King and Queen of the Ring tournament. Moving along. Oh, handshake after the match. Yeah, much respect between these two. Good match. Braun Breaker. He wasn't in the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, so he goes to Adam Pearce. He's like, "Why am I not in this?" And they went and talked in their office, and they never came back out, I guess, for the rest of the show. We never found out, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's all I got on this. I mean, Braun Breaker, a star in the making. People saying he's gonna be champion, but not much as so far as his main roster stuff yet, right? So, but I guess they got something cooking.
Yeah, it's early. I mean, they'll figure it out.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Robert, it's coming or what? It's coming?
It's coming. It's coming.
I hope they don't diss Braun Breaker. Maybe this is about Scott Steiner. Them wanting. They never pushed Scott Steiner good. You know what I mean? Even though he was the buffest guy, or the man with the largest arms in the world, you know, he really should have been WWE champion. But they never made him WWE champion.
Oh, what are you talking? Okay, let's not even go.
Scott Steiner, he's the big bad booty daddy, bro. Big Papa Pump was the hookup, man. He was the hookup.
Yeah, I know. He was the hookup. Okay, let's just focus on what we got in front of us here. This guy's a star. He's going to be a star. This is a can't-miss prospect. I'll be shocked. Just to go back real quick, Ilya Dragunov, worker. Both of these NXT guys, I know they just both came from NXT. Ilya, love the guy. I think he's also going to be a very quality wrestler for many years to come on whatever brand they put him on, Raw, SmackDown, wherever it is.
Yeah, this was my favorite match of the week.
Yeah, it was very good.
There was a lot of flips and dives. Ricochet did like a series of dives, like 4 of them or something. But okay. And they didn't really overdo it on this show. They let Ricochet do all the dives. But yeah, it was a cool match. I don't know about my favorite match of the week. I'd have to think about that. As we're going through the week, I'll think about that, Robert. I'm not sure. I didn't think about that yet. All right, but here's Carlito hanging out with Dominic Mysterio. Sorry, not Ray. Dominic Mysterio. Dominic brings him the Judgment Day, and Damien's like, nah, you cost me, us against Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico, and now he's like, what? This whole turn on LWO that Carlito did was a little strange to me. It came out of nowhere because he attacked Dragon Lee in the back, and so he's not with the LWO, and now he's coming to hang out with Judgment Day. He's like, forget about it, that's in the past, so I'm not really getting this. Any like Latino guy that Dominic brings around Judgment Day, they kind of don't like him. It was Andrade last time, and now it's but Damien is Latino himself, so
he is.
Okay.
He's Puerto Rican.
I don't know where this is going. Is Carlito going to be in the Judgment Day, or what's going on? Any comments from anybody?
This was not cool.
No. Turning on Dragon Lee was not cool, but I don't know. Okay, so they turned Carlito heel. The Carlito's return very kind of lackluster to me, other than, that whole thing in Puerto Rico, the one that he was talking about. Since then, and they reintroduced him into the roster, hasn't really been much, in my opinion. But I'm going to move along from Carlito. What else was next? It was Big Bronson Reed against Chad Gable, right? Is this a King of the Ring match or no?
I can't remember if this was a King. I don't think it was a King of the Ring match.
I don't think it was because nobody advanced because it was a DQ.
Right.
No, this is not. This shouldn't be in that tournament.
No, this is just the match.
Yeah. So Sammy has been Chad Gable turned on Sammy, ruined their friendship. So he attacked him in front of his wife. So here's Sammy coming back. Do you have something with Bronson Reed too? That he attacked Bronson Reed?
Just that he wants the IC. Yes, Bronson Reed attacked Sammy from the back once, because saying that he wants to be IC champion. IC champion, yeah. I think it's setting up a triple threat match, which is what.
Yeah, no, they did set up a triple threat match. That's gonna happen.
Right.
At the pay-per-view. But this was a pretty good battle between the three of them. to be honest. I like this. This to me was.
I actually like all three. I think Bronson Reed's actually kind of underrated for a big guy, and obviously, I think Gable and Sami Zayn are really good. So this will be quality.
Yeah, so this went back and forth, and in the end, Bronson Reed was the one who got the upper hand, and then I think he cuts a promo in the back, which was kind of interesting. Let's listen to Bronson Reed.
Control each other. Can't control yourself every time.
Is I don't care about Chad, and I don't care about Sammy. All I care about is that Intercontinental Championship. This is business to me. If you want control, you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know, Pat Raw, general manager.
Not bad.
Adam
You know, the
Pearce,
first time they really used him pretty well right there.
He definitely finished his meeting with Braun Breaker, whatever that was.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It didn't last that long.
No, not that long.
He didn't pull a CM Punk where he kept Vince in the office for 2 hours with everyone waiting outside. All right, Gunther. Gunther, well, he's fighting Sheamus tonight for King of the Ring. And Sheamus had cut a promo earlier that I didn't bookmark, but he was talking about how he has all these banger matches, right? Banger after banger. And
Burger after burger.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's a good one.
Man, I don't think he's that fat. I mean, I saw him.
He's
glad.
only if you compare him to how shredded he was and how he came back. He's gotten a lot of.
So
watch the social media, like wrestling social media. He's gotten a lot of shit from people since he came back, just based on his being kind of flabby and a little fat, and the fact that he's so pale as it is, it's kind of you can't miss it. You can't miss it.
Well, he'd fit in AEW, but in WWE, where everyone's like freaking working out like crazy,
shredded.
It's noticeable.
It's just relatively speaking, compared to how he looked before. Yeah, he looks bad in general. Not.
No, he looks fine. If he's just a normal guy, he looks fine.
Oh.
He looks fine. He's more than fine. But as a wrestler, like when compared to what he was, especially when he's in the ring with all these other big dudes, like Ron Baker, even Gunther, obviously is not like the strongest. I mean, he's really big, but obviously he had to lose a lot of weight to get slimmed down. But there's so many big dudes that are just shredded, or even if they're not huge, they're also like they're at their very least muscular. So.
Yeah.
So Gunther was talking about how he doesn't care about having bangers. He's not interested in having bangers. He just wants
he's German. They don't care about that stuff.
Yeah, he just wants to beat you as fast as he can, right? That's logical. But anyway, so he's fighting Sheamus later on. But he cut a good promo here, I guess. I mean, everything Gunther does is pretty good. But so let me move along to Becky Lynch, who had an in-ring interview with Michael Cole. And man, this bored me to tears. This one was tough for me. I struggled with this one. But I can summarize, because they put her in front of the audience to talk center stage, and she's trying to put over all these like new NXT women who are coming in, and she's telling them about how all of their accomplishments and all this, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what to say about it, but anyways, Liv Morgan interrupted, right? And I think, did they have anything physical? Did they fight or something? I'm not even remembering.
Didn't somebody else? I was going to say, somebody else?
Damage Control with Dakota Kai came in, and they surrounded Liv and Becky, but Liv bailed out because she doesn't really care about Becky, and then I guess they had their way with Becky, and then Lyra Valkyria came out, right? Who had a feud with Becky in NXT, and Becky put her over. So Lyra somehow by herself got all three of Damage Control out of the ring. So, okay. She's pretty, they already made her look pretty strong. I expect her to be somewhere fighting for some titles or something, or I don't know. But anyway, so that's that. I mean,
she's the one that beat Becky for the NXT title, so
yeah, because she put her over because they're both Irish. So yeah. I guess they're both Irish lass kickers. So
I see.
But okay, I don't know. Overall, I think this was. Yeah, overall, I just thought it was a boring segment because she was just in there talking for too long. Once, Liv came in and more people started to hit the ring, it was pretty good. But it was like 4 or 5 minutes of just Becky talking, and I was bored by it. But anyways,
That's
Robert, if you don't have any comments, I got to move on.
All right, move on.
Sammy, okay, so this is where they discuss the triple threat match. I think they said they set this up for what's the next pay-per-view? Is it? Oh, it's King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia. Okay, all right. So whenever that is. So here's the match between Fat Sheamus and Gunther.
No, he looks.
Oh my god!
I wouldn't call him Fat Sheamus. I just would say not as fit Sheamus as he was.
All right. Well, anyways, good match. Gunther wins, or Ludwig Kaiser gets thrown out for interference, but I think Gunther still gets him to tap out, and that's the end of the show. So Sheamus does the job, puts him over, and that's all for Raw. I don't know, not a very eventful Raw, but it was what it was.
Well, I just want to point out the ending. I think they were low on time because they went to that finish kind of quickly. I think they had to get off the air. It seemed like, and then. The referee was like, all right, hurry up, get off. He even pushed Gunther out of the submission move so he could raise his hand as the closing shot because, look, we don't have a lot of time.
Wow.
Get off your opponent. Yeah.
I didn't really even notice all that.
Look at that. Yeah, look at that. Let's watch when he taps and then let's watch that real quick.
You're right. It did end pretty fast because there's 30 seconds left.
Did you see the push?
Yeah, well, he's telling him, "Hey, don't break his leg. The match is over."
I know that's really what it's supposed to be. That's what he's saying. But really, he just they're going off there and they need him to raise his hand.
There's 10 seconds left. There's literally 10 seconds.
Literally, they probably were like you said, 10 seconds back there. So it was kind of a weird ending. I guess they didn't time something right, or I don't know what happened, but it was kind of a weird ending to run. I kind of remember thinking kind of odd, but okay, whatever. It happens, I guess. But anyways, yeah.
I didn't care. I mean, that was a long main event match, which is good for me.
I think you were just happy it was over. Whatever. It's over.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got a lot of wrestling to watch, and I'm dating this girl now, so I have a lot less time. Fucking very limited on time. But I'm trying here. I'm trying to keep up with the wrestling because we have this podcast. But
we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah.